there's a bunch of different things going on right now in the government shutdown. We hear the video that comes out, the story saying up to 20% of flights can be canceled in coming weeks if the government shutdown drags on, as airports endure first day of crippling reductions. You hear pilots talking about a bunch of different things. You hear pilots saying, hey, we have folks that are working right now that are not getting paid, but they're showing up today, et cetera, et cetera. And there was a rare Saturday Senate session that ends with few signs of shutdown progress. So as of right now, Rob, the latest thing we know is what? The fact that 8 senators have agreed. Is that the clip right there, Rob? Okay, there we go. Can you go back to it?
Yep.
So the government shut down October 1st. On November 9th, the United States advanced a funding measure by 60-40 vote. This is the first major bipartisan movement towards reopening the government. The measure would extend federal funding through January 30th, 2026 for some agencies, attach 3 full-year appropriation bill, agriculture, veterans affairs, and legislative branch as part of the broader package, guarantee a future vote in December on Affordable Care Act, health insurance tax credit issues, which has been a key sticking point. And it's important to know this, that with the Obamacare, Trump wants to give you the credit. He wants you to make a decision what you want to do with it, because all the promises Obama made that you're going to be able to keep your doctor, it's not going to be costing you anything, taxes will go up. We all know Obama lied on every one of those issues, and that's proven by the left and the right. So many federal functions that have been severely disrupted, the 900,000 federal employees that have been working without pay, SNAP, which is impacting a lot of people's lives, especially immigrants that are here taking advantage of it. Who some of them that they're relying on you, the hardworking people, to take care of them. But Tom, where are we at with this?
Well, the Senate voted. You had to break the filibuster. You need to have 60 votes. And what the Senate did, they haven't ended the government shutdown, but they have put together something, and they're sending it back to the House, and the House is all upset. However, this should be good news. But check this out. Look at the 8 people that voted with the Republicans. Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, Jackie Rosen of Nevada. Wait a minute. Both Nevada senators voted. Very interesting. And we know Nevada was razor thin, and Trump got traction. Traction there used to be blue, but the election there. Also, look at this. New Hampshire, Jean Shaheen and Maggie Hassan, both senators from New Hampshire, went with them. And this guy, I'm really proud of this guy. Dick Durbin of Illinois went with the Republicans to break this. And then Tim Kaine of Virginia. Tim Kaine was Hillary's VP candidate.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then, of course, the guy we expected for the last 3 months to be at the Republicans, John Fetterman.
Yep.
So those were the 8 that went, and they went with it. What's interesting, if you look at it, I believe the Republicans got about 80% of what they wanted in the Senate bill, whereas the Democrats got about 20%. For instance, Dick Durbin came across when he said that Trump, that what they would put in there, and John Thune gets credit for this, lonely, not very charismatic, just very effective and just a good person, John Thune, apparently...
Senate Majority Leader you're talking about.
Yep, got everybody together. But, John Thune has never been like the Schumer, the Pelosi, the camera guy. He's always just kind of just there working. Mm-hmm. And he got it done. But here's what he gave back to Durbin. He said, I'll tell you what, this is what we'll put in. All the federal workers that were fired during the shutdown, not the ones that were fired during DOGE at the beginning when we started thinning things out, but all the ones that were fired during the shutdown will get their jobs back. And there will be a provision to give them some back pay, which shouldn't be huge in American people because that back pay thing is really just kind of started. It's not, well, some had started before, but it's not cataclysmic. It is to those people, but in terms of dollars to the U.S. taxpayer, it's manageable. So he gave that back, and Durbin said, okay, Thune, I'm in. And they went in. And so it was very sensible, but what's really important, I'll go back, and these are my estimates, Pat, I think the Republicans got about 80% of what they wanted. Specifically, they didn't want the Obamacare subsidies just to roll over as this $1 trillion wave on the American people. They got that. They got what Wade wanted. So I think the Republicans got 80%. I think the Dems got 20%. And people like Dick Durbin got the unionized federal workers get their jobs back. And so they got their 60.
Got it. So here's a tweet. No more money. Hundreds of billions of dollars to the Democratic-supported insurance companies for really bad Obamacare. The money must now go directly to the people. Talking taking the fat cat insurance companies out of the corrupt system of healthcare. The people can buy their own much better policy, much less money, saving for themselves an absolute fortune. President Donald J. Trump. And while this is going on, Scott Jennings, Rob, can you pull up the Scott Jennings clip where he's talking to Abby? And on that clip, he do you know which one I'm talking about? I may have put it in the PBD podcast if you want to look for it. And he's saying, look, I mean, the reality of it is, you guys got what you wanted, right? You were able to use this as for the election. There you go. You were able to use this for the election, the special elections that was taking place. And watch how she answers this. Look at this. Go ahead, Rob.
Republicans going to use leverage in their fight with Democrats when the Democrats are actually the ones with the upper hand in the eyes of voters?
Oh, I'm sure Democrats will be more than happy to open the government now. The election's over. Right. I mean, part of the reason they shut it down was to get through tonight.
I mean, I
would suspect they'll be glad to open it up by the end of the week.
Adam Schiff, he was like, hold the line.
AOC, there's lots of rumors of people wanting to open it.
Look, I don't see what is the incentive for Democrats to back down when voters are basically saying Trump's not doing enough, it's the Republicans' fault, and then they basically handed the keys in this past election to the Democrats. Where's the leverage?
Again, these are blue states electing Democrats, not a shock. Sure. Democrats clearly wanted this shutdown to get through Election Day. I do think they are facing pressure from their internal coalitions. Mm-hmm. The unions, the air traffic controllers, the government employee unions are desperate to get the government back open. They're feeling a little bit of internal heat. But again, the election's now over. I'm sure tomorrow morning phones will start ringing and it'll be open soon enough. This was a political shutdown, and that's what they did, and now we're through the election.
So now, by the way, while this is going on, Rob, Adam, I'm going to come to you. I do want to show something, because what he said right there is these were all blue states. These were not this one, Rob. The other one, the one with the link, not the one that goes to X, but the one that goes to YouTube.
Okay.
That is showing what happens when they lose the special election. Yeah. And then if you don't mind, Rob, go fast forward to keep going. Go from right there. Go back a little bit. When that starts, play it from right there. Okay, so watch this. So now, is there any patterns to show what this means to midterms that's going to come up in a year? And watch what Anton says here. And by the way, whether you like Anton or not, he is fair, okay, when he's going through some of these numbers. So you can't just like him when the polls are good for you and then hate him when they're not. Watch this one here. Go ahead.
Do well. I mean, just take a look at the House special elections. Take a look here, the 2025 House special elections. Look at those in which Democrats outran Kamala Harris. There have been 5 House special elections so far this year. In every single one of them, across the board, Virginia, Texas 18, that was on Tuesday night, Florida 6, Florida 1, Arizona 7. From blue districts like Arizona 7 to red districts like Florida 1 and 6, what we are seeing are clear shift towards the Democratic candidates in all 5 of them. And we're talking about shifts on average, Kate Baldwin, of about or north of 15 percentage points from the 2024 presidential baseline, which is even larger than the shifts that we saw in both Virginia and New Jersey.
Watch what happens here.
Keep going. Going to throw that
and
coffee.
A million things can happen in the year until the midterms. With that caveat, what are you seeing?
A year is a very long period of time, but we've spoken about this. I like going through history. What do these...
Watch this.
Watch what magnesium does to your body.
Is this a joke,
Magnesium guy. Bro, stop it.
Your elections usually forecast for the year ahead for the midterm elections. Well, I mean, we take a look at the House special elections, right? If a party outperforms in House special elections 5 out of 5 times, what do we see? They have gone on to win the U.S. House the following midterm every single time since the 2005-2006 cycle. So when you see, of course, that the Democrats are outperforming in all of them, historically speaking, that means they go on to win the U.S. House of Representatives in the following midterm. And then, yes, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, yes, these are blue city in New York City, yes, the blue states in Virginia and New Jersey. But historically speaking, when you sweep all 3, you go back since the FDR administration.
Tom, do you agree with him?
Well, yeah, history is absolutely, he is accurately recounting history. And what happens is the special elections here usually are not about the candidates. If you go deeper into it, and I know exactly what he's talking about, and he is faithfully showing it without spin, so hats off to Mr. Enton. The issue is there's usually an overriding issue that goes beyond the candidates because all those candidates are different, yet 5 out of 5 races move. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, wow, is this a candidate? So it also shows that the down ballot effect by Kamala Harris was actually negative, not positive. She had a negative impact on the down ballot races. In other words, she didn't help it at all. It's like, stay out of my state. I'm running for myself. I don't need your help. I don't want you here. Well, guess what? The issue right now, the number one issue, when you talk to all the core voters, and Enton has talked about it, I've seen polls on it, is affordability. That's the word. It's James Carville all over again. The core Americans is on affordability, and the mainstream media really did it's terrible, it's capricious, but they did a pretty good job of pushing economic down out there on the American people and the American voter, and you've got these angry women under 40. Adam's talked about it. I've talked about it. The polls have talked about it. So those are the three things. Affordability is the top issue, the movement of basically angry women under 40, and then you've got the mainstream media that wouldn't get off economic topics.
Got it. Adam, thoughts?
The ghost of James Carville comes back.
Adam.
It's the economy, stupid.
So this whole government shutdown
Watch your
thing,
language,
to me, as I said, James Carville, the economy, stupid. To me, I don't even call it a government shutdown. I call it a government showdown. Because I feel like we've seen this. It's like Groundhog Day with our tax dollars. Every year, every time they do these government showdowns, it's the same thing. It's theater, it's politics. They waited till Tuesday elections were done. And all it ends up being is a short-term fix. I'm so sick of these short-term fixes. Every year, it's the same movie. It's showdown time, continuing resolution time. What are we going to do? Filibuster time. And it's actually just getting annoying at this point. Can we get a long-term solution so we stop doing this every single year? We know this movie. We've seen it every single time. We know what the government's not going to shut down forever. And how many lives are affected when it's shut down for 40 days? It only started moving the needle after the election was over, one, and all of a sudden, everyday people are getting affected because their flights are getting canceled. So unless it affects people, the politicians have no problem basically playing chicken with your tax dollars. Once you start saying, dude, I just got my flight canceled. Hey, buddy, I'm going to miss a meeting. Can we get this thing figured out? That's when they'll start moving. Until then, they don't really give a crap because they're getting paid.
Of course they are.
Politicians are getting paid, but the everyday worker isn't getting paid. That's my biggest problem.
The old bill compared to the new bill is nothing. And the fact that I want Democrat voters to understand that your missed paychecks, your flights, your SNAP, and all that, it's because the left was using it as leverage so they look good during their runs with Virginia and all that nonsense. And even The Hill did a piece that said Democratic senators fear getting hammered after no kings for ending government shutdown. They have nothing. And you know, just like remember with the border bill, Tom, they were like, no, we're not going to give you what you want unless you give billions of dollars to Ukraine, billions of dollars here, billions of dollars to like Israel and all these places. And it's like, bro, like what? I don't like this hostage stuff, Adam. I agree with you 100%. Right. It's actually a hostage negotiation. But Tom, right now, the Republicans have the House and the Senate. I don't feel like they're doing enough to not only go after everybody that has been screwing Trump and screwing us for the past, 8 years. They're not doing enough to put stuff in place, Tom, that's going to last. You know what I mean? He makes a great point. Every year, this is going to change. Every year, they're going to keep doing the same thing.
Well, this is our government, but I think you have to remember the fog of what happened in the election is fogging over all the wins.
Yes.
Look at the wins that have been happening on international trade deals. Look at the wins that have been happening on rare earth minerals. Look at the wins that have been happening on energy, drill, baby, drill, and the cost of oil and heating oil. When the Northeast Democrat voters have lower cost heating oil this winter, I hope they remember who made that happen. Ooh. I hope they remember that was President Trump keeping his promise to drill, baby, drill, which translates to your fuel tank, to your airline ticket cost, and to your heating oil. I think all these wins are getting covered by the fog, and I think the administration needs to do a PR tour reminding us all of all the good things that happen, while at the same time they offer some concrete, dates behind all this 1.5 trillion coming in to build more jobs in America. When are those jobs coming? And to get after affordability. And I think if the president should go on the offense about this, he's got a lot of good stuff to talk about.
I do think the affordability is something that needs to be focused on. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. And what we want to do for the veterans who are watching this, we have a whole new series of merch for veterans. Rob, if you can zoom in into some of these guys here. Whether you're Army, we got an Army Future Looks Bright. We got, go a little bit lower, Rob, if you could. We got those hats with the Velcro. That right there, the Army Future Looks Bright patch is insane. Go lower, Rob. Air Force, Navy, keep going, keep going, keep going. We got those green hats.
Oh, that one's
those
sick.
green hats, they won't last long. Every time we have those, they disappear. The one on the right, it's absolutely sick. On the front of it, it says Future Looks Bright. U.S. Armed Forces, Marines, keep going. And then you have the USA hat. That's another one. It's one of our most, I think it's the top 5 most reviewed hats of all time that you have right there. The USA with the, what do you call it?
Camouflage.
The camouflage on there. Armed Forces in the middle with the dog tag. 6 shirt. Keep going lower, Rob. Keep going lower. And you got the Army greens, the hats in the middle, and then go to the next one, that Angry Patriot shirt to the right. You got a bunch of stuff here. And here's what it is. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order, use the code VETERAN for a discount, VETERAN for a discount, and 10% of every purchase made will go to charities that are related to folks who are serving, and we have a handful of them that we're working with. Trust me, we're very selective on which one we go through. 10% of whatever purchase is made will go to different charities out there, and if you use the code VETERAN, you'll get a 10% discount as well. Some of those items are, limited supply that we ordered, so be sure to go out there and place the order for yourself. And if it's not you, you have a friend that went to the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, gift them something from this that watches the podcast. Again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order using the discount VETERAN. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.